Hello Aries, welcome to your October reading. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please check all your placements for a clear picture of what's going on with you. Now before we pull your tarot spread, I'm going to pull out a couple of oracles and archetype cards just to get an overview of what's going on. Now this is a general reading. Please take what resonates, leave the rest. Alright, so we have the strategist. Let me pull out your wisdom of the oracle and moonology before we get into it. All that glitters. Okay. We have to don't let your past hold you back and don't let pride get in your way. All right, let's talk about this briefly before we pull out your tarot. Now with the strategist archetype, I feel like though you're a fire sign and you think with your heart and your ego more than anything else, I think with the Mercury retrograde upon us, at least till the third week of October, I think you're having to use your mind. And I'm not saying that you're going to be manipulative in any way, but I feel like you will be planning ahead. And I think you should take this as a piece of advice, because the retrograde is going to be messing up communications to quite an extent. So it's more about thinking before you speak and thinking before you do, okay? And staying one step ahead at the same time, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm getting a very cold and detached vibe from this card, and I feel like it's difficult for fire signs like yourself to be in that energy. But maybe right now, seeing the other cards that you have here, I think you will have to think more act more from a place of logic than passion. Now with all that glitters, I feel like there could be someone around you who could be wearing a mask. It's a beautiful card. Okay, you see those masks there? I feel like someone could be pretending to be something they are not. Maybe it's time to dig a little deeper and try and understand what this person intends, what their intentions are. Are they for your highest good? Are they not? And on the other hand, if you want to look at the flip side, maybe this card is also asking you to be a little more real in your relationships and in your connections. Because sometimes when things aren't really going our way, we start behaving like people who we aren't. We start mirroring the energy that we are dealing with. Just to give you an example, if you're in a love connection and the person ignores you, let's just put it like that, let's keep it simple, well then most of us would ignore them back. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is not the time to do that, especially, I'm repeating, because of the retrograde. It's better to be who you are and refine your communication skills based on yourself as a person and not what is being presented to you externally. Now don't let your past hold you back speaks for itself, because the retrograde is it usually talks about returns. This could be of exes, of friends, or even ways of thinking, ways of being, the way you communicate with yourself. So I feel like it's a great time to rebirth, okay? Because retrograde has the word re, which means there's a chance to redo things that didn't work out in the past. So instead of going back to old patterns, I think it's a good time to make new ones. And don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo being your sister fire sign, and I'm an Aries rising, all right? I'm not calling anyone out here. I feel like fire signs do have that bit of pride, and we should. We really should, right? We're great people. But I feel like sometimes we can overdo it. Okay, if we feel like someone is, I'm not asking you to be a doormat, Aries. What I'm saying is sometimes if we feel like our ego has been hurt, we start thinking from that place, from that bruised ego. So, like the strategist is saying, it's a good time to think logically and to rehearse what you're going to say and do before you actually do it, so that you don't accidentally hurt anyone. Okay, so let's get your tarot and see. I will be pulling out a few cards for your energy as well as the energy you are dealing with. This could be a career, it could be a person, take it how it resonates. We have Temperance and the Page of Swords. Ooh, Ace of Cups. I like that. Okay. Knight of Coins, which is the Knight of Pentacles. The Star. Let's get one more. Oh, all right. Nine of Pentacles, and for the mutual energy, Eight of Swords. Okay. So what I'm getting here is, with the Temperance card, you are in a sort of complacent energy. You are trying to, I think you're already taking this advice that I was talking about. You're trying not to jump the gun. You're trying to create balance within the situation, whatever it is you're dealing with. You are somewhat detached with the Page of Swords. It's not like you have completely cut ties from this energy, but you are keeping an eye on it. Okay, keeping an eye on the person or the situation, whatever it may be. And I feel like you're gathering information and learning how to take this forward. Maybe there are certain variables that you hadn't taken into account. Maybe they've come to light now, so I think you're taking all of that in its stride and just maintaining the peace within your own mind. With the Ace of Cups, I could see this two ways. Either you are focusing on yourself, you're focusing on the love that you have for yourself, or you're focusing on maybe offering this love to somebody else. That is your focus right here. But when it comes to the energy you are dealing with the Knight of Coins, I feel like they have a similar energy to you in terms of taking this slow. But I feel like there is some kind of healing that needs to be done on this particular energy's end. So with the Star card, it talks about a wish fulfillment as well as healing. So I don't know what transpired here. Maybe, I don't know if this energy needs to deal with or heal from something that they experienced with you, or something that they experience independently. But for the time being, I see them wanting to work on themselves. Okay, so maybe this Ace of Cups is just you mirroring that energy. With the Ace of Cups, you're focusing on self-love, and with the Nine of Pentacles on the other energies front, I think they are focusing on their own abundance and their own stability for the time being, at least for the month of October. The mutual energies here, with the Eight of Swords, I feel like though you're both focusing on your own structures and your own hearts, it is causing a bit of strife. It is causing a bit of being up in your head. Okay, and I feel like I will clarify and see, but there is a bit of anxiety here on both fronts. Let's clarify. Temperance, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a very similar energy, just kind of balancing, juggling back and forth just to make sure. Because if you see Libra, we are in the sign, the month of Libra right now, the scales, it's very easy for the Libran energy to just tip over, you know. So it's a very delicate balance that needs to be maintained. So I feel like you are reaching that level of mastery of just kind of balancing your heart and your head, so that you know you don't reach like a breaking point. With the Four of Pentacles clarifying the Page of Swords, yeah, you're holding back. Both these cards tell me that you are holding back your energy from this particular situation. You haven't cut off from it, but you're not giving it your all. And Two of Wands clarifying the Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's like, so you are working on that self-love, you are working on filling your own cups, but at the same time it's like you have all that passion and that drive and you want to take it forward, but you're not sure which road to take and how to go about it, because I think everything is up in the air right now. Maybe there isn't any communication happening, maybe you don't know where you stand in this particular person's life. So there is a bit of a stalemate energy here. Too many cards, sorry. Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. I think like you are kind of going back and forth within your own head, so is this person. So the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving knight who comes about with an offer, a very stable offer, but it is very slow. The Knight of Wands, on the other hand, is a very fast-paced knight, full of passion, vigor, energy, and creativity. So I feel like it's like stop and go for this person, you know, because I feel like you guys are not communicating. So it's very difficult to gauge the temperature of the room, so to speak, you know. It's like this person doesn't know how they will be received if they do approach you. The Star, Knight of Pentacles again. You could very well be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There's a lot of, earth energy here. Whatever happens in this situation, I don't have a clear-cut answer yet, but I feel like it will take its time. I don't want you to be impatient here, because earth energy is very slow, and especially earth signs are pretty slow in terms of, not slow just for the heck of it. They're slow because whatever action they do take, they want to make sure it sticks. You know what I mean? So a little bit of patience is required, but I see you coming with that patience with the Temperance card. So I think you're on the right track. Ace of Wands. Yeah, I think once this person has come to terms with who they are and what they actually want, once they take a step back and get their space, they will realize that they do want to come forward. But they need that time. Especially if it's an earth sign that you're dealing with. They need their space. God knows they do. So maybe do what you're doing. Just take a step back, and if you feel that this is worth it, just be patient, because I see them coming forward for sure. Three of Swords. Yeah, there was a lot of pain here. There was, and I think a lot of healing needs to be done on both your ends. That's why you're both up in your heads about it. But let me tell you, this is a very temporary energy, okay? And sometimes taking a step back is required in order to get the result that you desire. You know, it's like looking at the bigger picture. Look at your situation from a bird's eye view. Don't look at the details. Don't nitpick at, they said this, I said that, we should have said this instead. You know, especially during the retrograde, that is not going to do you any good. So take a step back, focus on yourselves, and then you'll be fit enough to come back together and form a healthy union. Okay? I hope this helped you, Aries. See you soon.